to Two Queens and Crystal Things, the podcast where we are on some manifest your life, shift your mind, and raise the consciousness type of shit. I am Mia.
And I'm Christie, and you can consider us your spiritual girlfriends for the next hour. Okay, so last week we talked about the pandemic and how it affected our everyday lives. Now, regardless of how anyone perceives the pandemic, we can all agree that it has changed everyone's life forever. We're never going back to what we considered normal.
It's a new normal.
Yeah, it is our new normal. So we talked about that. Hope you all had a chance to listen to that. Mia, what are we talking about today?
Okay, so today we're going to pontificate, okay?
Pontificate.
A bit.
Yes.
On a few what-if questions. But, we're going to do like the spiritual version. So I was thinking about the type of questions I get from clients and friends as they're, kind of struggling to make sense of or recognize the divinity within them. So, for instance, the idea that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Like, just that concept in and by itself, that could be a little difficult to grasp.
Right.
So, but if we allowed our mind to stretch just a little bit and start to imagine, okay, but what if I really am a spiritual being having a human experience? What does that mean about my life? So we're going to go through a few what-if questions on some concepts that come up often as people are connecting with the divinity within them. Mm-hmm. So, Christy, we're going to start off with this question. When you think about that concept, about being seriously being a spiritual being in the human body, what would it look like for you if you're like, okay, this is actually true? What does that mean for you?
That's a good question.
Why you just sound like Winnie the Pooh?
So when I think about it, a spiritual being versus a human being, I think of the spiritual being like lives for eternity, And with the human being, there is an infinite amount of time that you are holding space in the physical on this earth. And so when I think about that concept, it reminds me that even though my experience here on earth in the physical, like in 3D, even though it is for a bit of time, my spirit, my soul is what continues on regardless. So
right.
It helps me to prioritize things like, girl, you're fine. Like, it's all right. Death is inevitable. We are born to die. But it just makes me realize that my human life it makes me prioritize my spiritual aspect.
Gotcha, because that's the part that lasts forever.
Right.
Oh, I get that.
Yeah.
As you were talking, it made me think about if we look at this human experience as a piece of our full life. But think of it like when you're in high school. That 4 years in high school is a blink, but it means so much. It does so much for us. There's so much that comes with that. But truly, it's really only 4 years of this life.
Right.
So when you think of this human experience, it's like you're in high school. It's really that fast and that minute and that, just that, but it means so much. So I like how you're saying, like, it helps you prioritize your spirituality. Ooh, that's a good one. I like that a lot. But okay, so it makes me think about ourselves. It's like, okay, this is like, let's go down a rabbit hole. Fine. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. As a human being, aware of my spirituality, I understand the limitations that come with being human.
Right. Yep.
So then that makes me think, why would I do this? You know what I mean? Like, okay.
We all ask ourselves that question.
No, but seriously, so that means, but as a spiritual being, I made a decision to be here and have this human experience. And so when I start to feel like, what the heck is going on? The fact that I had an option to be in this form, in this life, to come to this high school in my life.
At this point in time.
Makes me feel like I came for purpose and reason. And I feel like everybody can look at, can look at it like that. It's just, okay, if I really am a spiritual being, so that means I chose to come down in this little package right here.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, that means that I had a reason for coming. So that's when, like, if I realize, like, okay, let me just go down this rabbit hole.
Yeah. It's so true though, so there is this one comment that was made in one of my angelic Reiki classes, and she was saying, human life is fragile, and there are some challenges, but if you think about it, your entire human life is only a blink of your soul's entire lifetime.
Exactly.
And I was just thinking about that, like, it's just, so the stuff that we want to stress over and worry about in this lifetime is just like, it's
a blink.
literally a blink.
If our life is a blink, these things that we stress about is not even
It's not even
it's not even an eyelash falling off. I don't even know how to describe it.
It's not even a speck of dust.
Right. Seriously. Okay, so how about this one? What if, let's go down the rabbit hole and imagine, let your mind be free. What if we really aren't the only beings in this universe?
Oh yeah, I believe that.
Oh, I definitely believe it too. But
I feel like, and the funny thing is, growing up, my father used to always say it. He would say, we are very silly and we're very selfish if we think that we are the only things that exist in this vast universe. Like, he was like, imagine how large the universe is. Like, you can't even comprehend how large it is. So for us to think that, it's very naive.
I always used to say, it's so narcissistic of humans to believe that we are the only intelligent beings in this entire universe. I have this book. What I don't remember. It's like The Mysteries of the Universe. It's a cute little table book. But on one of the pages, they put the planets next to each other, and then like the galaxies, and so from small to large. And when you even if you look in just this solar system, which is one galaxy out of several galaxies, Earth is so freaking small. So for us, compared to like Jupiter, or compared to the sun, and then when you look at our galaxy compared to other galaxies, it boggles the mind that we would think, out of all of this out here, that we are the only intelligent beings in all of this?
Right.
Like, are you kidding me? For real, for real? But why do you think people are hesitant to the idea that there are other intelligent beings?
Well, so I will say, as humans, and I'm sure we've mentioned this before, but we need to see, taste, touch, smell. There needs to be something tangible there. And so for us to be able to even have the concept or the idea that there's something outside of us living out there, like, we need to be able to see.
Right.
I mean, of course, there are some people who have had experiences, but for the most part, the general population has never seen, touched, tasted, nothing. So I think that's why it's hard, because it's not tangible.
Interesting. So I think that one of the reasons that we're resistant to it is because that means that we truly don't have as much control as we think we do. That means that the things that we believe to be true about the world are not true.
Yep.
So that rocks the core of who we believe we are. So if I am someone who's very resistant to that, and I start to go down a rabbit hole, like, okay, fine, there are other people out here, and maybe they're contacting us. So man, they can get to us and we can't get to them. What if they're hostile? And if that's really true,
that's true too.
Our government can't help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It can make someone feel like I have no control over anything, and our government can't protect us from something that can come in from galaxies away, and we're not going out there. And if our government doesn't want us to know this, that must be for a reason. So now I'm living in fear. So instead of me being afraid of, if I'm an American citizen, I'm afraid of other countries and wars like that, and I feel like, my government, this military can protect me. They can't protect us from this.
Right.
So that can instill some type of fear for people who need to believe in something to identify themselves. then it's like nothing is real. Like, wait, so you ever seen that movie? Oh God, was it a Woozle or something? One of those Dr. Seuss movies, and this elephant. He has a little flower.
Oh, I remember.
I know that. What is the name of that movie? Hold on, let me see.
I know what you're talking about.
It was let's see. Horton Hears a Who. Horton Hears a Who. So, he's saving this flower because there's a whole world down there. What if we're the flower for something else? What if these beings are coming down and they're just looking and we're the Who's and there's a Horton out there looking at us, or a bunch of Hortons. That can make you feel extremely insignificant, especially if you don't know how to attach yourself to everything that comes from one, so it can be insignificant. But if you're just not even at that place, you can feel like, okay, why am I paying bills? Why am I working? Like, I'm so confused. Like, there's literally an elephant out there that could accidentally stumble on us.
So then, do you think people purposefully then ignore it?
Absolutely.
Ignore the possibility?
Yes, the same
Which is
way.
so crazy.
The same way women ignore when they know that their husband is cheating.
Whoops.
The same way. I don't want to deal with that. That's going to make me feel. But oftentimes when stuff hits the fan, they're not like, oh my God,
Yeah.
We just don't want to deal with it right at the time. And I want to give you a chance to please prove me right on who I thought you were. So maybe this is a misstep, but we're not stupid.
It's true. We be nowhere.
We be nowhere or whatever. What you got?
Okay, so what if everything really is just energy? Which, of course, I absolutely believe.
I know. but how do you, if someone is trying to, okay, let me try to connect with the concept that everything is energy. What does that mean? So you're trying to tell me this table that we're sitting at, that I can feel and touch, and it makes noises, it has some structure, it has some form. You're trying to tell me this is energy?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, we learned this in school.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we learned this in school. Like, we learned it in physics. We learned, like, all of this stuff. But I still feel like for a lot of people, it's really hard to grasp.
Well, because if everything is energy, then that means that, like energy will attract like energy. So when I start looking at the people around me and I feel like they have some fucked up energy, what does that say about me and my energy?
You got some fucked up energy.
Facts. If everything is energy, then why don't I have the things that I desire? If everything is energy, how do I control it? I can't touch that. And if especially since we are so accustomed to only dealing within our five senses, and when we know we have more, and truth be told, we're even dull to those five senses.
Yes,
we don't even know how to master those.
I don't know if we had talked about it. Yeah, we talked about it. I feel like last week, like just how society has trained us to rely on other things other than ourselves.
Yes, we did talk about that a little bit.
Like, think about when you were growing up and you could remember all of your girlfriend's phone numbers
by heart. That's
and
facts.
It was not like you didn't have to like pause, like wait, what? Mm-hmm. Now I don't even know my own child's number.
No, I was just trying to think. I think I know it. I think I know Jay's number.
I think I know it, but it's not like I think I know your number. I think.
Well, I the only phone number. I mean, if someone keeps a number for a while, I know. But if someone has and they change it, I don't know it anymore. I still know my parents' phone number.
Yeah, my parents had the same phone number growing up, so the number is still the same. People from high school still remember that number.
But that was a regular occurrence. And, you know what else we used to know? Where people's addresses.
Yeah. Yep.
Like if you wanted to send an invitation via mail to people,
I have to call you.
I'm gonna have to call you
Or
and
text
ask
you.
you. Send me your address.
Yeah.
We had address books with people's addresses in them.
Yep.
I got one back. Do you remember? Like, you knew how to get places.
And I have to use a navigation for every single thing. Yes.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
When I think about it,
Absolutely.
I'm like, how did we just figured out where to go. It's like we had some sense of direction.
Mm-hmm. And that's gotten lost. So, I mean, just going back to us losing our 5 senses, like having those senses numbed down, it is so true. So true.
But if everything is energy, again, that makes me feel like, well, how do I control energy? What is it about humans that we feel like we have to control or master something? Take over it or something in order to feel comfortable with it, instead of figuring out how it is that we're one. I think when we stop trying to figure out, I have to manipulate this,
Right.
I have to change this, I have to
conquer.
force this, I
Yeah.
have to conquer this, that's when truly the consciousness as the collective raises. We start trying to oh my goodness, wait. I was going to say, as we start to come to grips with the idea that we truly are one, part of one, from one,
Right.
that changes everything. So I saw this post about this thing called the Human Library. I posted this today.
Oh, I think I saw that.
So the idea is, you can go to the library, and instead of checking out books, you can check out a person
Mm-hmm. I love that.
for 30 minutes and hear their life story.
Yeah.
And so everyone would have a title. So someone could say refugee, and you'd be like, okay, I'm going to take out this refugee book and I want to hear their story. Someone, divorcee or abuser or an abuse, whatever it is that, one word. And someone gets to kind of just go into your book, the story
Mm-hmm.
of your life, and truly understand. Because I think things like this that was beautiful to me. I'm like, that is so freaking dope.
Yeah.
I think things like this help us recognize that we have more in common.
Yes.
Then
And I think
we
that's another
don't.
reason why they came up
Then we,
with it.
they're not.
Yeah, I think that's another reason why they came up with the concept, because it'll help to level the playing field and realize that, we're, like you
Because
said.
at the end of the day, we all have the same desires.
Yeah.
And when I'm saying the feeling, not we want the same thing, but we all want to feel safe.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to feel secure. Everybody wants to feel love.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, you know what I mean? Now, what that looks like for you is
Right.
different, but just that general basic concept.
But, going back to what you were saying as far as why do humans feel like, we have to conquer,
Mm-hmm.
that was part of our survival. And I don't think now, we can all survive, but I think it's just, I feel like it's so ingrained in us now, but it's really just, it's a huge paradigm shift for us to acknowledge that we are all one. There is no need to conquer.
So, was it part of our, was it part of our survival, or is it just the evolution of who we are? Because when you think about the Dutch, the Portuguese, the English, leaving where they are, the resources that they have, and figuring out how to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
And there was someone who had exploratory, said, there's something out there. I can feel it. Let's go see. Now that's a different mind from once I see that there's something else, there's something different. It's special to you because you don't have it there. So when you
Right.
reach the West Indies and different shorelines in Asia and all these places, it's so different. There's something different about when I get there, instead of being able to experience it,
Mm-hmm.
that makes me say, I want to take it. I want this for me.
Yeah.
There's something about that. Instead of being like, I want to enjoy this, I want to kind of ingrain myself in this and see what this is. I get all that, but what clicks and say this is mine now. That's I feel, you know what I mean? Like, what is that? What the hell is that shit? Sorry, y'all, we went off on a little tangent. So anyway, okay. What if, here's another question. Oh, and this is one of those questions people have in the middle of their awakening. You know, we talked about those stages and those phases. This is one of those moments you're like, wait a minute, hold on.
So you mean to tell me?
Right. So what if all this really is just an illusion? What if we are, like I said, we are the flower on Horton Hears a Who? What if
We are in the Matrix.
What if we are somebody's Sims game? Oh, bloop. Well, if we are somebody's Sims game, I need to talk to the person who's playing me. We need to holler.
Can you make us not have to
We
worry?
need to holler, homeboy. What does that mean if it's all illusion? Again, I think the scary part about that is then I'm insignificant.
Yeah, and you have no control.
Right.
But then the thing that kind of helps me to not step over the edge and lose my mind is to know that even if it is an illusion, which I do believe, like I do believe we are in the Matrix, even despite that, I'm still here for a purpose. And so me understanding that helps me realize, like, okay, my life isn't significant. Like, I'm here for a reason. I'm here for a purpose.
Well, so I think for me, luckily, by the time I got to the point where I'm like, wait a minute, this is for real, the Matrix. These motherfuckers was on. I understood that I had control.
Yeah.
That I had creative control.
Full
so it's
control.
almost like,
Yeah.
okay, so we are a Sims game, but I'm the programmer from my character.
Right.
That made
I
me
love that analogy.
You know what I mean? Like I just like I'm on the sticks. Me and me got me. My higher self, my spirit, and my soul are playing my character in this game, and that gives me like a little like, okay, all right.
Yeah. I'm
So,
all right.
but getting to that where you're just like, wait a minute, hold on. Whoa. This is some bullshit.
Some bullshit.
Like some boogity bullshit.
And I saw some comment. It said that Matrix wasn't just a movie; it was a biography.
Yes, yo. Whew.
I'm telling you, the stuff that they show in Hollywood is not too far-fetched.
My ex, he was very much so into the Matrix. I wasn't even into them their movies. He because of him, I've seen all of them quite a few times. The first time I was like way over my head, but I swear, I kind of, now that we talk about this, I kind of want to watch it now to see what I see. Ooh, I think I might do that. I need to watch this in this mindset. I'm damn near scared. Shit, I'm scared.
I mean, you'll probably see it and you'll be like, wow,
Damn.
okay, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
all right.
Y'all watch The Matrix and hit us on the DMs on our IG and tell us what your interpretation is of The Matrix based on where you are in your awakening and what's happening to us in 2021. We want to know.
Yeah,
I want to
tell
know
us.
what y'all think.
Inquiring minds want to know. Let us know.
Okay, what you got?
Okay, what if it's true that as I think and speak, I create?
Ooh!
And what am I creating in my life? Just being able to ask that question.
Okay, so, this is a hard one. It's a hard one, but a good one.
It's a good one.
Because what if, the first thing I started doing was thinking about what do I say about myself. And when you really start thinking and paying attention to what again, it's the little shit. We talked about this before. When you make a mistake, you say, I'm so stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are.
Damn. You know what I mean? Like, I'm broke. I don't. Wait, look at how River is looking at her. I mean, he was just, see, this cat too smart. He heard me talking. He was just staring at you like.
There you go. I'm going to see something. And then you like turn.
Right.
I'm not creepy.
I'm not creepy at all. Man, my little creepy cat. But, so what am I speaking about myself?
Yo.
What do you
think? I believe that wholeheartedly. And I mean, now that I think about it, I've always, I told you my connection with affirmations a while ago, and I didn't understand, like I didn't call them affirmations, but honestly, like every negative thing that was spoken to me from my ex-husband, I had to reprogram myself with the exact opposite. And over time, like, I feel like that built me back up. So I firmly believe that exactly like what you think and what you speak, you create. There's power behind it. But it's also, it's kind of cool. You know, it's like, okay, if I am the creator of my life, let me see what I can create. And let me just have fun with it.
And it makes you, as you know, that I can, affirm my life. It does make you start thinking that this is one of those times where you have to take accountability for where you are and what your actions are.
Yep.
You start thinking to yourself, some of the things that have happened in your life, you've spoken to your damn life. And not saying, I want, this bullshit relationship. I don't want somebody to hurt my feelings. But when you say stuff like, this motherfucker probably ain't about nothing. Okay. You're right. Why do I always seem to attract blah, blah, blah?
Yeah, or if you
Why
have
does this
good,
always happen to me?
Yep.
Because you keep bringing it to you. And when you start to think and when you start to think, speak, and act in a way that is of attracting what you actually desire in your life, not thinking about what you don't want, and you start seeing how your life adjusts and change,
that part.
It's overwhelming.
That part.
Yes. I have had so many moments where my eyes have just started tearing up because I can't believe it.
Yes.
I mean, I have so many moments of, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, even have those moments where I'm thinking back, like, I spoke that over my life. I literally said it. And that's why we get so upset when ourselves, like, I knew, and I said it. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. We don't think about that, and then we get mad at the person for acting a fool, but we already said they were going to do it. We spoke that energy in. And then the other thing is, I think, what if I really can create my life? As I think, speak, and act? Like anything? Like for real, anything? And I feel like once you know that you have the power to create your life, there's something that clicks in your mind that makes you be responsible about what it is that you're creating, because you start understanding how you're connected. So
I agree.
It's like once you for real get the concept, very few people are going to be like, well, I want all the money in the world. Because now it's almost like having a magic genie and 3 wishes. You're like, wait a minute, hold on, let me think about this now. Because I understand that I'm a part of a whole, I'm a part of a collective.
There's more intention behind
There's more intention behind it when you really start to get that. So I think a lot of people, when we talk about mastering manifestation, they think about, well, why aren't you like so rich if you but is that what I really want?
Right.
That's not. I don't want to live in a world where I'm sitting on top of the mountain and the collective is beneath me and hungry and not have. That's not.
Right.
That's not connection to source. That's not recognizing my I am energy. That's not recognizing the I am energy in my fellow human beings. That's not me recognizing my purpose. And I think when you really, really, really get that we have the power to do that, it adjusts with you. Your intention changes. Because before, I know for a fact, I remember saying like, money doesn't buy happiness. Now I would straight tell my mom,
it buys you options though.
Right. I used to tell my mother, I'd be like, well, let me find out. I'll let you. That's what you say.
Let me see for myself.
Let me see for myself.
But going back to about attracting certain people into your life, I do believe, and let me know what you think, I do believe that even like outside of this lifetime that we wrote certain things into our life that's not going to change. Like, so for my first ex-husband, like, I was supposed to have that relationship with him even though it was abusive. It not only taught me some lessons about myself, but it also, we created 2 amazing children that are here on this earth. So I do feel like there are some things that are kind of just like part of the program or part of the contract. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get, well, so and again, this is just us and our opinions and our experience.
Yeah.
I don't know that the how is a part of the contract, but I think the what is a part of the contract. So if you've come here to learn how to be resilient,
Yep.
if you've come here, so
I can see that.
do you know what I mean? So you are going to be presented with opportunities to recognize that resiliency in you, and that's for a reason, for another reason, for another reason. But I'm not sure. Again, just me. I'm not sure that it's really come down to the brass tacks of like, you specifically chose to be in an abusive relationship. But I think we did choose the other souls. We had soul contracts with people. And some of those soul contracts are, you're going to teach me a lesson.
Yeah.
Some of those are, you're going to enlighten me. You're going to bring me to another phase. You're going to be a teacher for me. But I definitely do think we have those type of soul contracts. And then that person, that soul chooses a body and being, and they are who they are.
Yeah.
We forget our soul contracts, and them being the person that they chose, they're going to fulfill that mission of teaching you this lesson. But I'm not sure we discussed, in that planning up front, we have.
So maybe it's not that specific person, but it's going to happen regardless. Or it
The
could be a
lesson
different
is
way.
going to,
The lesson
is going to happen.
I see.
So I kind of look at it like, those chapter books, when we were younger, that you could read and you would pick, like, go through the tunnel or climb the mountain.
Yep.
I think we have the myriad of options.
I see.
How we going to get to, like, but at the end of the book, no matter how they ended up,
It's still
they learned the lesson,
Got it. That's interesting. What do you guys think?
Let us
Let us
know. Okay, here's another what if.
What if?
What if, you guys? Just for imagine, you really are a manifestation of God, of the Creator, of the Source. Like, for real, what if you really are?
Yeah.
So, I remember when I first heard the concept of someone saying, what up, God? Like, our 5%ers, our morals, and they say, I am a God.
5%er.
Huh?
I said I tried to be a 5%er. Like Black Hebrew, I was some of everything.
But I just remember thinking that was so. The first time I was introduced to that concept of us being gods,
Yep.
I thought it was so disrespectful. Like,
I did too.
Dare you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that
I did
was
too.
my indoctrination at that time in my program and what I believed. But this was a concept for me that was, as I was going through my journey, that took me a minute to be like, wait a minute. Wait. Like, damn. Okay, you taking it a little far. Like, wow, okay, that's what we are. But go down the rabbit hole. What if we really are just, what if, as the Creator said, this is how I choose to do this human experience. So I'm going to go down here. I want to experience it like this. I want to see what this feels
And
like.
we
I want to see,
represent all of
and
those
we represent
possibilities.
all those possibilities in this. Like, what if that's really true? For me, I'll tell you, Christy, like, it makes me feel like I have no regrets for any I don't care the worst shit that's ever happened to me, is because it makes me feel like, as a God, I wanted to experience that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, again, in our spiritual selves, when it comes, there's, we have such vastness. But in order to be able to, again, we're always spiritual beings. So we have such vastness and what we're able to experience. And we chose to, so if this is just high school, if this is just, like a 4-year little blip in our life's journey, what, even the bad stuff is something new. Mm-hmm. It's like, I've never experienced that before. How in this form does someone move past this? So it's all novel. It's like, it's literally like, so any of it, all of it, even the things that you think is the worst thing ever, it's like, wow, I got to experience that. Now I'm going to take this spiritual form and go be a flower. Now I'm going to take this spiritual form and go be, Lyrian, what we call aliens. Like, now I'm going to take this spiritual form and go be a nebula. Like, seriously, it's just, when you can choose, when in your spiritual form, you can choose to be anything that you want to be. And I chose this. Like, it makes me feel like I kind of get it. I have no regrets, like none of it.
I agree.
Not a one
Coming from
bit
that
of
perspective,
it.
yeah.
I can look back. There's some stuff now I can laugh about that I used to not be able to laugh about. Like, not at all. Now I'm like, and I say this now. You've heard me say this. I'll be like, boy, when I wrote this story, I like the drama, huh? I'm for the dramatics. I had a little dramatic flair. I'm like, shoot, I need an award for writing this story because, baby, the ups and the downs. So what do you think about it? Like, if you allow your mind to go, that you really are a manifestation of God.
When I first heard the concept, I didn't believe it, and I too thought that it was disrespectful. But then as I started to hear more things and like really taking a look at the Bible, like the scripture in the Bible,
Yeah.
we were made in His image, and like
Seriously,
things
isn't it
that
amazing?
people, it's like the church doesn't really put it out there like that, but once you start looking at the word and looking at life, like it just makes so much sense. And then I told you that that explanation that I was given during one of my trainings about the light coming in the window.
Yes, I love that analogy.
And
one of my favorites.
And when she explained that to me, it clicked. Like it just made so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I really believe that we are, many manifestors. So, okay. All right, well, what if I chose this life, body, and all the lessons?
So the lessons part is the one that probably fuck a lot of people up. Mess a lot of people up. Sorry, y'all. I'm being better.
Girl, you're fine. That's hard. But then I also realized, of course, looking at my life now from a different vantage point, now I understand. Like I had to go through the trials and the tribulations to climb that mountain to honestly to get to where I am now.
I do think there is a significant difference in knowing something and experiencing it.
Yes.
It's a difference between like reading a book, and if someone tells you about skydiving, you could read a book about sky. And be an expert in skydiving. Like, oh my goodness, it's this, and when you reach this velocity, this happens because you've read a book. But actually jumping out that plane and doing it, there's a huge difference between the two. So your description, when you're telling somebody about skydiving after having experienced it as opposed to reading about it, now you're bringing other senses. It's like it's so loud when you're up there. The way the wind pulls your face is scary. The way when you're coming down from the drop, your heart drop. Like, Like there's things that may not have been in the book.
My heart was dropping just when you said that because I was reliving everything again. Yes. But the best part is when the parachute opens. Oh my gosh!
You're like,
I thought I was a bird. No, it was just so peaceful and it was so quiet and it was so serene and you can just see everything. I was like, I understand why birds fly.
Right. No, so if you studied this subject,
right? Oh yeah.
You wouldn't know what it felt like. You might not be able to describe it as I understand what is why birds fly. Like it's peaceful up there. It might be described as you can see everything. It's a slow ride down, and you could probably say all that, but that piece right there is only from experience.
Right.
So back to whether or not we chose these lessons and all of that, some of it we had to go through to truly understand our powers. It's my thoughts.
I agree. I share.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. And then, this other thing, your body. What if you chose this body? Because that is a thing.
Yeah.
Hey.
I don't know why I would choose this body.
But see, okay, so, but you know what it does make me think? Like, I purposely chose this body. It makes me, like, actually, that's why I call it temple work. Because it made me think more of, I chose this covering, this sanctuary, to hold in my spiritual self.
Mm-hmm.
So it made me feel more of a responsibility to take care of it. Like, wait a minute, hold on. So if I chose this, if I said this is the body I want, that means that, do I trust myself? Do I think I have good taste? I think I have excellent taste.
Impeccable.
Impeccable. Yeah. So if I have such impeccable taste, I need to make sure that I take care of what I chose, because now I know what it's housing.
Yep. I love that.
And so that's why I call it the temple. That's why I call our work temple work, because like this is truly our temple, and it's not about, again, we could choose any form to look like anything. It's like I wanted to see what it felt like to be in this shape. This is a black woman shape. I wanted to know what that was, and this is what I chose. And so if you apply that to everybody, do you know how difficult it is for you to think somebody else is not attractive? Who the hell are you? So you think you're not attractive because basically that's you in another form. Like who? Like, do you know what I'm? Like, we're so detached from that. Like, when I think about the oneness, that's what I think about. That's you in another form.
That
you
is
can
so
have
interesting.
appreciation for it. Like, I chose it to experience it that way. Now, in this human form, I may not get it, I may not understand, or I may look at it and judge it. But when you start connecting to the oneness of all, you understand that's just me in another form. So it's almost like now I can see people in wonder. Like, man, I chose to do that too. I wonder what that's like. As opposed to looking at it like, what the what? Skip that diddly damn is going on. Like, I chose that. Like, there's a piece of me that where I come from that chose, that broke off, and that sun ray that came through that shade, that sun ray, it chose to be like, look like that, live like that.
Yep.
It makes me more, that's why I talked about that human library, it makes me more interested in knowing and be like, damn, can I get a little experience of that too? Tell me about it. As opposed to looking at it like,
that was dumb.
Right.
Yeah, I wish more people would have that understanding.
It takes time.
It does take time, and
because people piss you off. Like, let's keep it real.
And at that
Some
point
of
in
us
time,
are messed. Like, I don't like
thinking,
y'all.
Right, and you're not thinking like you are a part of me.
Right? No, like real. Like I'm not.
about to
I'm gonna
break
keep it
you off.
100 real. Like, I don't even like you like that. Like, for real. That's not an everyday thing. But when I do have the opportunity to take, just kind of being myself, and I don't allow. When I do not allow myself to get caught up in this is my life, as opposed to this is my life right now in this moment. When I don't allow myself to get caught up in understanding the divinity of who I am, I don't feel like that. I feel like, get the hell away from me. I understand how easy it is to divide us as beings.
Easy. Super easy.
Especially in this form.
Right, super easy. I feel like there's
and then what also could happen is even this, and this is a part. Even when you have this understanding, you're still a human walking around this world with a bunch of people who don't have that understanding. So you can be all kumbaya, and like, I understand, but somebody else is still on some conquer and F the world and blah 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 and YOLO.
Right.
You got to respond to that. So it's not always easy, but I will tell you, having those moments of, damn, we really do come all from the same thing. There's a certain peace that you're able to have when you remember that. It's even if it's a short-lived moment, there is something about when you do have that moment. I feel like there will be a time for the collective when it's time for the ascension of all of us, that we'll have to be able to pull on that remembering. So, yeah, we may not keep it all the time, but there's something like that you'll be able to be like, oh wait, I remember now. Yeah. Hey y'all, come on, let's hold hands. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I think deja vu is.
Oh,
like us remembering.
Yes.
Parts of
Oh,
our
yes,
lives.
absolutely.
That feels so familiar.
Deja vu used to creep me out. I love it now.
Really?
Oh yeah, it used to creep me out. I was like, what the? I don't like this. Like, damn, I feel like I've been like, wait, what? because it made me feel I was weird. Like, I would have some very strong deja vu. Like, no, I know for a fact. I was like right here. Like, I something like would click in my head, and I would think I was losing it. Like, for real, just going. So I just shut up. It used to creep me out. Now I'm like, ooh, I'm here. Ooh, what did we do while we were here? Tell me more.
That is so funny. But what got you to that point? Okay, I am getting off tangent. But what got you to that point? From being afraid to now just fully embracing it, like, ooh, this is exciting.
Because I understand that I'm a manifestation of God. So like, deja vu is like remembering another experience as yourself, as the manifestation of God. It's like, ooh, we chose this another way, another time, and it's like being reminded. Mm-hmm. That's exciting as shit to me, and especially for somebody who likes a little adventure in my life. I'm like, ooh, and I feel like in this time, a lot of us, in order to fulfill our purpose in this time, in this galaxy's time, in the multiverse's time, there's a big shift. I think there's a call for us, for all of the manifestations of our souls, to kind of come into this one body. So when I start to remember things in different times and different beings of who I am, and I've remembered a lot of stuff, like been there. And even beyond human form, that makes me feel better. That I can. It makes me feel better. Like, okay, I'm remembering for a reason. I'm remembering for a purpose.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. So I'm gonna admit, so the what ifs that you came up with were mind-blowing and very deep, so I came with some very simple ones.
No. This is not simple. None of this is simple.
But so, okay, what if manifest...
555.
Ooh, yeah.
Every freaking time, girl.
Yeah.
Ooh,
okay, so what if manifesting really isn't so hard? And I think that's another thing, too. Like, there are so many people like, well, I don't understand. Like, can you teach me how to manifest? Can you show me how to manifest? But
Thank
like
you.
once you understand the concept that we are creators, it makes sense. It's like, well, I can manifest anything. And like when we met initially, you were saying, well, just try with some small stuff, like try with a parking spot or try with,
VIPZ.
right. And when I tell you it works, it works. And so I started with something small and I moved up and got to larger things. I was like, wow, manifesting really isn't hard. It's all about your vibration, how you speak to yourself, how you speak into the world, and what you are envisioning for your life.
I mean, and seriously, and I think trying some of the small stuff. Thank you, Kai. It's on the door in the hallway. I think, pretty sure, someplace around there. So you could just give me this. Oh, so no, you're fine.
Yeah, video. Yeah.
So I'll tell you, one of the biggest things is with manifestation is, yes, it is. It's not. Hey, River. It's not hard at all. It's like you're visualizing, but it's actually feeling what it is that you'll feel like when you get what it is that you desire.
Yes.
So that's where I think gratitude comes in. When we talk about gratitude, it's like, getting gratitude makes what you have enough. Yes. So when you think about how am I going to feel when I have the home that I want and the land that I want, you like that excitement. Feeling those, like actually feeling what that feels like, it's because everything is energy, brings that to you.
Yeah, I agree.
So, you know what I mean? Like, what do you think? I mean, do you really think manifestation is that hard?
No, like once you understand that it's all about just training your brain. And I don't think, I mean, that's why I started with something small once I realized.
Seriously, do start with something small.
Once I was able to do this small for a couple of times, I realized, I was like, oh, okay, so now it just makes sense. It's all about my vibration, what I'm thinking about, and the energy that I'm keeping around me. And yeah, it really isn't hard, but it is hard if you make it hard. Like, again, anything that follows after I am is
Come
going
on.
to be true.
Ooh,
So if you believe that it's going to be hard, it will be hard. You have to watch your words.
Your words, your thoughts, and your actions.
Yep.
I've been working on my road rage because I don't want to attract more rage to me.
You road rage?
Girl. I got to breathe that out. For real, because when I did.
Well, the first step is acknowledging.
Yes, I mean, I catch myself getting up. I don't like it when I could be having a great day and somebody does something just real terrible. Like, I immediately start cursing people. And I'm like, stop. Just stop. You let them take your whole energy. No, you don't even know them. Stop it. Just.
That's true.
But okay, y'all go ahead. Wherever you go must be more important where I want to go. And I'm not, because you know what I mean? Like, I have to genuinely make a hard stop. Like smack my hand.
I had some guy, like, give me the finger. I was like, bye,
Okay.
sir. Have a great day. Of course, he hated me even more.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. Okay.
What you got next?
What if I really do have spiritual guides or a spiritual team to help me along the way?
Shit, hell. I tell you this, when I first started trying to understand that concept, my first question, numero uno, was, where the hell y'all been? Where the hell y'all been? Because if you there, like, for real,
So you just let me trip all these times?
I mean, bumped all my head. I got all type of pumpkin heads and scars. Oh, and y'all just been here just watching? Is this funny to you? Snickering in the
They're
background?
like, we've been trying to help you, but, you know,
You wouldn't acknowledge us.
free will.
Right? Ooh. I mean, this free will thing
Right.
really kind of got us in a jam, homie.
We tried, but, yeah.
What do you think?
I believe it. I mean, I've always felt angels around me, and I've always felt something around me. Not understanding that it was like my spiritual guides and possibly loved ones, but I firmly believe it.
Well, heck, my thing is, how do I call y'all in? Like, if you're okay, fine. Let's go down that rabbit hole. I get like, is there a number, an email? Is there an app, a text? How do I call these spiritual guides in? And so, to me, that's a place where you start exploring.
That's a real question.
Real talk. And so some people have rituals. It really, I honestly, truly believe there is definitely not one way to call any of your guys.
Yeah.
I think that whatever it is that you are drawn to naturally is for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is, you're like, okay, this chanting isn't for me. However, making a sacrifice is for me. Like, there in some cultures, if you don't make some type of sacrifice, then that you're not honoring them. For some cultures, the chanting gets you into a certain mind state and bring in certain brain waves. I can't remember which ones is which right now. That open you up a little bit more. Some believe in calling in light. Some believe in burning. I mean, there's so many different ways. But I think there's something to be said about whatever works for you.
Yep.
And that's for a reason. That that's trusting the intuition.
And I agree.
But for real, y'all. So let's dispel that rumor, because I would tell you this: all these things that we brought up, we believe. So let's just get that out. But again, because we are here to have these type of conversations and be a sacred space for people who are going through the journey, we know. Yes. Like, I remember asking these questions and being like, okay, that sounds stupid to me. Like, disrespectful. How could you say that? Why? Oh my goodness. But allowing myself to go down, just like, okay, well, shit, what if?
Yeah.
Has helped me to grow and mature. And I will tell you this too. One thing that also helped me, because I can be a little ornery and a little stubborn, is like somebody could tell me something that I'm not familiar with, that makes me feel uncomfortable, but I'm interested, but I can't let you tell me. Let me go do this myself. Let me
I
go
can
do
see
some
that.
research.
Yeah.
Let me think about this. Let me, because to me, that's how you find what's authentic to
Right.
you.
Yep, I agree.
And so when someone's trying to force something on you and tell you this is the only way, and you're trying to make yourself fit into that, and it doesn't feel right, then you like, okay, you know what? So that's why because it's stupid.
Yeah.
Because you're not allowing yourself to be your authentic self in your journey. I think that's one of the most important things. Wherever you are in your awakening and remembering in your journey, you have to, like, yes, you go to people to help you to open up. But if somebody's trying to tell you how you are supposed to do it and the way you're doing it is wrong, run.
Right.
Run. It's like, for real.
I always, when I have clients that will ask for like advice or guidance on something, I'm like, there is no right or wrong way to this. It is
Right.
whatever feels
I can
right
tell you what
for
would work for me,
Right.
but I can also help you to open up to answer these questions for yourself.
Right.
Because I truly, Chris and I, we talk about this all the time. I'm not your master, but I'm here to help you be your master,
Right.
and that's
I
it.
like that.
That's it. That's all.
But see, I've always come from the position where it's like, okay, before I can make an educated guess as far as whether I'm going to or not going to, let me be open enough to explore it and actually figure it out for myself.
Let me seek some things out. Let me, I got a couple of questions, and then and this is another thing. Be open to if there are opposing sides on the issue. Look at both sides, like for real, genuinely with an open mind and an open heart. And they're saying, because you may find, okay, I'm someplace in the middle here. Or this resonates with me. It's all about what feels good to you. And, man, what type of world we would live in if everybody didn't feel the need, once they come to the position that they are in, the need to mandate, enforce
Don't even get me started.
their views on other people. Because I truly feel like if you've really gotten to a place authentically, you understand how important it is for people to get there authentically.
Oh, absolutely.
But when you have been indoctrinated to some shit, you feel like you need to indoctrinate others. I said what I said, and I meant what I said. Next.
Boom, bang, bop. Okay, so what if I am the one charged with healing ancestral trauma in my family?
Ooh, Christy, I can't. I don't want to. What do you think?
Absolutely.
She said absolutely.
Yeah, like a lot of times
But
if
what
you
does
think
that
about
mean
it.
for you on a day-to-day basis? I don't want the responsibility. What does that mean?
So I don't necessarily think that's my part of my journey.
Right, but you know what I mean?
But for others it is, and
Yeah.
I've seen it. And I definitely believe, like there are some families where there is a person that has their awakening, everyone else is kind of doing their thing, and they have some healing they have to do.
For a DNA line.
Yes.
So
for an entire for generations.
So let's keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Ooh, Jesus. Okay, look. I think in my mind, in this human mind, I'm like, it is difficult enough doing it for you.
Yes. But for other people.
And as I'm coming into this journey and realizing purpose, and then you trying to tell me, oh, and by the way, welcome over here. I know it's a little scary. Oh, and by the way, you're doing this for, a squad. That is, take your breath away, overwhelming. So how do, because let me tell you something. That could scare people from continuing the journey because I don't want to be responsible. Like, nope, It's almost like I don't want to be responsible for somebody else's kids. Hold on now. Like, wait a minute. Because if something happens, now I'm responsible.
Yeah.
And that could feel a little scary.
But then you wouldn't be in that position if you couldn't be
Bam.
trusted.
Thank you. Not only if you couldn't be trusted, but if you didn't know that you could do it. You would literally not be the generational curse breaker if when you created this form and chose this body and chose this story and chose these lessons that you weren't setting yourself up to be that.
Yes.
That part.
And many of you listen to this podcast, you are charged with that responsibility.
Yes. There are a lot of generational curse breakers out here.
Ooh, I just got
powerful, like for real.
Yes.
And sometimes that can be overwhelming if we're being honest. Just like, but I don't want to do that. I just want to smooth, easy, but know that that's not your ride because you didn't make it so. you decided, like, okay, you came through the doors like, boom, bip. This what I'm about to do. I'm cutting this off now. There's no more of that BS. Here I come, and I'm ready. Understand you chose that.
Yep. That is true. Okay. What if my life was or is so difficult because I have a greater responsibility to help others?
Okay, so you know what I think about, Christy. I think we all have a greater responsibility, and it's easier for us to accept that when we understand that not to is to deny who we are as part of the collective.
Yep.
I really do think so.
You said that not to?
Like, if we don't, when we don't recognize or, understand that we are literally all from the same place and we're a part of a collective, like literally a manifestation of the same dang thing, it's hard to feel like you have a greater responsibility to help others. Now, here's the thing. That can be interpreted many different ways. Some people will interpret that to mean like, okay, so it's my job to make sure that you eat. It's my job to take from other, to say, hey, everybody put in the pot and we distribute to everybody. Or it's my job to push you, to, to make you, like, if people can take that the same way.
Yeah.
But some people will take this and say, okay, I've had this trying time in my life because I'm here and I've gotten over it because I'm here to help other people see themselves too.
Ding, ding.
That part.
Well, and we say this all the time, healed people heal people.
Ooh, girl, come on now.
So it's like, I feel like it's almost like an innate responsibility. Once you go through your own healing, you help other people go through the same process.
Because in a healed state, you cannot help but have compassion. It's you in a healed state. It's like, oh, I know what this is. I see this. I remember this. So people are, ooh, it's a compassion on another level because, like, I know exactly what that is. I didn't do it the same way that you're doing it, but in this healed state, I know exactly what that is. Okay. Ooh. What's your takeaway, friend?
So my takeaway would just be remain open.
Yes.
Spirituality can be whatever you want it to be. I think if your intentions and your heart is pure, then your journey will be pure, and other people that will resonate with other people, that you will attract those people. But just remain open because we honestly never know. We don't know. At least I don't remember.
Not yet. Well, I'll tell you this. I think, like, my big takeaway is, especially in a time that we're experiencing spiritually as a collective, and even experiencing, on this 3D plane, like physically on this 3D plane, if it's uncomfortable, things are being shaken up. So this is the perfect opportunity for you to allow yourself to explore. Like, you know what? Clearly, the stuff that I thought was what it was is not what it was, but what else could it be? And so the takeaway for me is, you guys, remember, we get to create what it could be.
Yes.
Just so allow yourself to even go to the beautiful thing that it could be, because we created this because we all are part of the same thing. And we created this for a reason. We created this chaos. But there is a reason behind this. And we believe, Christy and I believe, this is because it is time for the consciousness. We are moving to another dimension. So as raise the consciousness type of shit. We say it every freaking episode. That is, like, we truly believe that, okay, you guys? So...
And we live it.
And we live it.
And we breathe it.
Facts. So, what is your role in raising the consciousness? All right. So, okay, our temple work.
Temple work.
So, you guys, we're going back to our journals this week. And so I want you guys to go into your journals and just pontificate, wax poetically. This question: what if I truly can create my world? Seriously, what if you what if you had complete control over the people that you're around, the air that you breathe, around the food that you eat, around your physical being? What if you had complete control over how you felt, what you thought about, what you focused on, what you did for a living, how you served, any and all of that? How would you change? What are 3 things that you would change about your life right now, knowing that you have the power to create? 3 things right now. If you're like, wait a minute, hold on, I got manifestation powers, I'm a whole God. Well, shoot, let me take these, let me erase this, and this, because this is not of my divine self. 3 things. That's y'all temple work for the week.
I like that.
What's our crystal of the week?
The crystal of the week. All right. Preonite. This week's featured crystal is preonite. Is that how you pronounce it? Because some people call it differently.
I don't know how.
Preonite.
I'm
Usually
too
it's
scared
like
to say what I think it is.
Usually epidote is with preonite, but the preonite is the crystal element is earth and water. It's good for the solar plexus and heart chakra. And so preonite connects one to the heart of nature, encouraging a link between our hearts and the heart of the planet. It is excellent for intuition and magic, as it connects one to the current of natural power all around us.
Yes.
Working with this crystal can offer a reflective, calm vantage point from which one can explore the nature of one's experience. So we're talking about life experience. It facilitates a heart-centered connection to all creation, because again, we are one. The earth element aspect of preonite stabilizes energy flow in the body, helping one to feel less nervous or less strained. It supports healing, particularly where there is imbalance in the circulatory system or blood. The water element aspect of preonite facilitates the expression of emotions or thoughts and helps one communicate in a non-judgmental way. And again, if we are all looking at each other as if you are me and I am you, then we are working to not be judgmental in that way.
Exactly.
Because if I judge you, I'm judging myself. It helps one consider the impact of one's words before speaking and quiets those who talk excessively. So, have you worked with this crystal before?
I'm looking it up right now. I feel like I have. Yes. I just don't remember my experience in working with this. But I think I have a. Wait. Is that a finger stone, a worry stone? I actually think I think I have a worry stone.
Oh, you do?
You know, like one of these. Yeah. This actually this kind of feels like one.
Kind of. It doesn't have like the dip.
Yeah.
But that was actually one of the first crystals that I ever worked with.
Because it looks like it has herbs and stuff encased in it. That's why you like it. This looks like THC in here.
And if you know me, you know.
Look at you.
Christy loves the herbs.
That's exactly what this looks like.
Yeah, I love it though. And so
What
I
do you
had.
use it for?
So I was using this to like dig deeper in like spiritual realms and connect better with myself and spirit. But interesting, when I was in Lake Tahoe, so when we started, so I'm a hypochondriac in my human form, and I guess in the spiritual form, I have issues with people just putting the energy on me.
Okay.
So when I was in my certification, we were exchanging, like we were practicing our angelic Reiki. And this one girl, who I love absolutely, I was just like, I don't know where your energy's been. Like, I just don't know you. I don't know you.
Right.
And so she worked on me, and she said that she saw like a demon or something come up.
Like, girl, bye.
And I was like, what? And so after that, I just had like, I didn't want anyone touching me. I was very uncomfortable. And then one of the teachers gave me one to put in my bra. And I was like, okay, I feel better. She's like, this would be good for you for trusting and to create that boundary around you. But I don't work with on a regular basis though. It's not one of my regulars.
I'm pretty sure I have a palm one someplace around here, but I have not worked on it. But it's a beautiful stone. Maybe I'll try when I'm trying to Maybe I'll use that in meditation and see how that feels.
Yeah. Do what?
So message for the week. We'll post something. I don't have anything right now. I feel like we've been talking for like 2 hours. Like, how long has it been?
It has been 1 hour and 9 minutes.
Really? I'm high.
Yeah.
Because when I say I feel like it's been like 3 hours.
Nope. But I understand the lead time.
Yes.
It's a real thing.
So you guys, thank you.
Yeah.
Please
always.
hit us up. No, seriously. As always, hit us up. We have, we want to hear from you.
Oh, should we share the wine? Someone asked us. They're like, you guys share the crystals and share the message of the day, but how
And we'll
do you
post
share
a
the
picture
wine?
of it too. Today we are drinking a, oh wait, bring that over so I can, ooh. It's a little rosé, Côte d'Oran. Côte d'Oran.
You know, Mia always gets the fancy stuff. I will get the stuff from Trader Joe's. Or Aldi.
Well, you know, I wanted to get a rosé because, I mean, it's the end of August. Rosé season is kind of almost over. It's time to get back into our reds, and Christy loves a good red.
Yes, I do.
So I think this is a nice little transition. Le Vieux Rosé. I took French, y'all. I think I'm supposed to be living there. It's beautiful. It has a picture of a pretty little bird on it. Le Vieux.
What?
Those who are Francophiles will understand.
Did you say yeah, yeah?
Vieux.
Do you remember that Fred Flintstone when he said his name? I shan't repeat my name. Just call me Mr. So whenever I can't remember someone's name, I'm like, hello.
So we'll post a picture of it, you
Post a
guys.
picture.
Obviously, we enjoyed it because it's empty.
It's gone.
Go ahead, Chris. Take an empty picture. All right.
It's gone. But thank you guys again for listening.
And you guys, whew.
Make sure to like, share,
Today
subscribe.
is August 31st. That means tomorrow is a new month, and OMG,
Cannot believe it.
is about to be lit.
Yes.
To the max, to the max, to the max, to the max.
Yep.
All right. Follow us
Don't
on
forget.
our IG page
Yep.
at 2 Queens Crystal Things. Again, that's it. 2 Things Crystal Things. Keep a little content out there for y'all. Hit us up on the DMs. We answer everybody. We really do.
Everybody.
So, you know, seriously, we answer everybody. So we appreciate you guys reaching out. If you have a question for the queens,
Yep.
we will answer that on our next week's episode. So hit us up, you guys. And make sure you follow my sister, my podcast partner, at Christie R. Edwards. That's at CHRISTIER Edwards, EDWARDS, on IG. My healing queen. She gets my chakras right and gets me together. So hit her up, you guys.
Thank you. And my soul sister, you must follow her, Mia. I already told you. She is the queen of Akashic Records. I mean, even the person that we've gone to for Akashic Records, when she read her Akashic Records, she was like, whoa. So yeah, you definitely want to go see
Healers,
her.
I like reading for the healers. I do.
Also, she is a phenomenal Reiki practitioner, sound healer, and now she is rolling out her new modality, the Dragonfly.
Yeah. Oh, you guys, wait a minute.
Oh yeah, talk about it. What's up?
So follow me at Wings Unleashed 444 because I totally just cut you off.
Oh, I didn't get a chance
My
to
bad.
say
No,
that.
it's totally my fault because I just remember at Wings Unleashed 444.
Four.
But wait,
Remember?
so you guys, September 12th, is that the date? Christy and I are hosting a sound healing bath class.
Yep.
Is it Tejas?
Chaos.
Tejas Yoga Studio in Chicago here. It's our first one. It's already sold out, you
It
guys,
is sold
and
out.
there's a waiting list. So we're going to do this again. You know, if we don't fall on our faces, but we're so excited
We
about
won't.
this. Of course we won't. But we're so excited about doing this for our group of people. It's going to be a very meditative, healing session that we're doing together. So you guys, please,
So excited.
if you're in Chicago, Call Tejas and let them know you want us to come back so we'll do it
Yeah.
again. And this is for the first time that we're doing this. We decided to donate all the proceeds from the class to.
Girls in the Game.
Thank you. I had to look up what was it. I was about to say Game Girls.
It's
Okay.
a non-for-profit organization teaching girls about leadership skills, health, sports, and fitness. It's actually a really great organization, especially for girls that have limited access to after-school activities and just healthy after-school programming. So
The queens like to give back because we want everybody to have their own queen and kingdoms and understand
Yes.
who they are. So we
Yes.
decided to donate all of the proceeds
yeah.
to that organization, Girls in the Game. So
I'm so excited.
thank you. Anyway, guys, we love you.
Love you too.
And mwah, 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 mwah.
Light, peace, love,
And soul. Till next week. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.